Alrighty, so when I look at numbers 12 through 14, basically these are things that I addressed in Module 6, 7, and 8 in the learning, or in the critical thinking assignments. When I think about rigor and relevance, honestly, I think that as long as they are, first off, this is relevant to them in the sense that any lab, any hands-on activity that they've been given should be related to something that they understand and something that they get. So when I say relevance, the performance-based task, relating that to a sport, as every kid is some sort of athlete, I think really helps them. Additionally, the rigor is high because when they're at home, they actually have to take these notes and they have to be the ones responsible to come into school and understand exactly what questions that they have. So that would be just a couple of examples of intentional rigor and relevance. Learning activities and assessments that are culture responsive. So in the critical thinking assignment 6, first off, everything that they can do is they can finish on a cell phone. So even that virtual lab, they are able to get to that information if they're on their phones because a lot of them don't have computers. Furthermore, there isn't a single thing of this that needs to be printed out, which I think is good on a number of different levels, but certainly because a lot of my kids don't have a printer. So that would be cultural responsive as well. Again, everything's related to their interests. So all of that demonstrates culturally responsive teaching. Then when I look at timely and growth-oriented feedback to students, when I go into my example of the virtual lab, so I'm going to go here, and I'm going to show you an example of the virtual lab that students actually turned in, and then show you an example of the feedback that I have given them. I'll let this load, then I'll come back. Alrighty, so now I have open one of the students' virtual labs that they turned in, and you can see these comments that I made. Make sure you read the information before you do the assignment. This is what I say. When they were in class and they were doing this, they were so confused because they didn't read any of this information, which gives them how to do all of the problems. And then when I scroll down, you can see that when I give the feedback, I say good, but make sure you include significant figures because there are way too many numbers in all of these answers for the amount of specificity that they were given in the problem. So that was something that a lot of them struggled with because they just did it based on a calculator. They didn't want to screw up. As far as other feedback goes, could you have done this any differently? There's different ways to solve these problems. So I like to make sure that the students have an opportunity to think about what they could have done differently. And then when I scroll down even further, just a couple of easy things, units, make sure you include sig figs, and so on and so forth. So this would be the feedback that I gave the students in regards to this particular lab. And I think that covers just about everything. If you need anything else as far as this assignment goes, please let me know.